Well, good morning. Welcome to week 3 of W233. It's a fun week. It's fun for me because I get to look at your PowerPoints. Thank you. I learned a lot about you. And don't forget, the PowerPoint had a purpose too. It's not just an icebreaker. It was to cause you to kind of think in terms of chunks of information. And as you write any paper, you also think in chunks of information, a chunk being a paragraph. So this gives me a chance to take a look at you. It gives you all a chance to take a look at each other. But it kind of gave you an exercise in thinking about chunking information and focusing information. One slide in a PowerPoint is very often the equivalent of one paragraph in writing. So you can kind of visualize your own writing kind of in terms of using PowerPoint to move that along. And we do that some more in this class, all right? Then this week you have 2 really fun discussions. I think you'll like these. I could tell that you liked the one last week about feminism. This week there's one about logical fallacies, and I give you some instructions on what logical fallacies is. And very often when we're writing an argument, or talking in other, kind of getting a debate with other people, we use a lot of logical fallacies accidentally. We say, well, everybody knows, or many people feel this way and stuff. You don't really know that to be the case, all right? You don't really know that everybody knows. You have to kind of do the research to find out what people really do know or what people really are thinking. And that's what this course is all about. It's about writing supported arguments, all right? The support being having done the research to make sure you are the one with the command of the actual facts. There are facts behind most arguments, all right, if you use the facts, okay? So the logical fallacy exercise is a lot of fun. And then I cause you to apply that to an article by Rush Limbaugh. I think you'll really enjoy that. we had a feminism discussion last week. He has written a book in which he spends a lot of time talking about feminism, and I think you'll enjoy, quote, reading the chapter that I present to you and then talking about that among yourselves in terms of what kind of logical fallacies is he using to promote his argument, okay? And then I'll be entering those discussions, that debate myself, which I think you'll find interesting. So you have 2 very important discussions due during week 3, logical fallacies and researching the source. That's item 4.5 and 4.6. And once again, the whole purpose of the discussions is to kind of engage you in a learning community, cause you to do a little critical thinking, kind of pushing yourself a little bit beyond the box, right? Engaging other people at their own level and pushing you beyond your own comfort zone. That's what critical thinking is, okay? Where you finally learn to think for yourself, right? That you don't have to just agree with what everybody else is telling you, that you finally get command of the facts yourself, or a desire to command the facts so that you can come up with decisions that really fit your own life, all right? It's very important to be a fully actuated citizen, to be a fully actuated significant other, to be a fully actuated employee, is to be able to command the facts for yourself. Say, okay, I have all the facts now, this is the best decision for me. It's not somebody else telling me what's best for me. So that's one of the things IPFW is really hoping that we professors will help teach you, all right? Help you learn. As usual, you need to be continuing, think about your topic. I'll be getting back with you this week. I did a little bit last week. I'll do more this week, getting back with you on your 3 topic choices. Continue to think about the 3 topics. Don't try to narrow it down to one topic yet. It's not important. We're not there yet. Next week, we'll get there. One of the things you can start doing is make sure you look at the lecture on how to use LexisNexis. It's item 3.4. And I'm certain that lecture is out of date. I'm sorry, LexisNexis changes its interface so quickly it's hard to keep up with. But if you look at the lecture once, that'll give you an idea of how to use LexisNexis. In this course, I am required to teach you how to use Helmke Library resources. So being an internet course, this is perfect. I send you to the library over the internet. You use their resources, their search engines, their databases, and you get to a more factual material than what you get from Google. Sure, it's wonderful with Google. You get a billion hits on topics, okay? But, 9/10 of those aren't any good, all right? It's mostly junk, all right? Which is, I love Google. I use Google all the time. But you can't do that to write business papers. You can't do that to write medical papers. You can't do that to do real research. You have to use authentic sources, okay? Because there's just a ton of junk out there on the internet. And that's what you'll see in item 4.6 of the discussion about researching the source, okay, that leads you to that kind of an understanding that there is a lot of junk on the internet. A lot of great stuff, terrific stuff, but we're not using Google in this class, I'm sorry. We're using Helmke Library resources. A Helmke Library, by the way, is a terrific library, and the fact you can access it fully over the internet, of course, is brilliant. And particularly nice for an internet course, right? So then next week it's more busier. I are an English teacher, more busy, okay, it gets busier. Be working on your journal now. Please don't put your journal off. You have another major discussion due next week. the end of next week, you have your journal due at the end of next week, and you have your topic paper due at the end of next week. So that's a lot of work next week. So be doing some of it this week, okay? If you have any questions like, ooh, what's the journal? How did I miss that? It's very simply in item 5.2. Just go to 5.2 of the learning module, and all the details are there. As usual, if you have any questions, please get a hold of me. I am in the process this week of responding to your discussion, item 4.3, 3 possible topics. But continue to think about those 3 topics. You can go ahead and start doing some of the research. The research itself isn't due to next week, but you can start on it now, and please be starting on your journal. So, hey, enjoy the week. You know how to get a hold of me.